So this is a lecture on how to form RE verbs. The first one we're going to look at is attendre, which means to wait for. And the way that you do this is you take off the RE at the end of the infinitive, and what's left over, ATTEND, is called the root. So then you go to the je form, and you have to take off the E and then put the root, ATTEND, and the ending for the je form is S. For the to form, again, you put the root of the verb, ATTEND, with an S. And for the ELL singular form, ATTEND with nothing. For the new form, you put the root, ATTEND, and then the ending is ONS, so that's attendons. For the vous form, it's ATTEND, and for the ELL form, it's the root, ATTEND, and then the usual ending, which is ENT. And as you will recall, you do not pronounce the ENT. So this form of the verb is pronounced attendre. You do pronounce the D here. On the left-hand side, it's attend, attend, attend. They all sound the same. And the D and the S is not pronounced at the end. This is pronounced attendons, attendez. So to run through from the top, it's j'attends, tu attends, il, elle attend, nous attendons, vous attendez, ils, elles attendent. And this means I wait, you wait, etc. Entendre causes a lot of confusion because it looks just like attendre, but this one means to hear. And again, you take the RE off the infinitive. What's left over is called the root. Since entend starts with the vowel, you have to drop the E, and you write the root, which is ENTEND, and then an S as the ending. For the to form, again, ENTEND with an S. For the ELL singular form, ENTEND with nothing. The new form, put the root and then ONS. For the vous form, put the root ENTEND, EZ. And then for the ELL plural form, ENT. And this one is pronounced entendre. You do pronounce this D. Over here, you don't pronounce the D or the S on either of these. This one don't pronounce the D. So this comes out j'entends, tu entends, il, elle entend. Nous entendons, vous entendez, ils, elles entendent. And if you listen to the difference, this one is pronounced j'attends, whereas this is j'entends. Okay, the top one means I wait. This one means I hear. Perdre means to lose. Again, you take the RE off, you get the so-called root. This time, since perdre begins with a consonant, you don't have to do an elision, don't have to drop the E. So you write the root, which is PERD, and put an S. For the to form, PERD, put an S. And for the ELL form, PERD, no ending. The new form is PERDONS. The vous form is PERDEZ. And then the ELL form is PERDENT. And this last one is pronounced perde, whereas the whole singular side is pronounced pear, just like a fruit that you eat, like a pear. So this is je perds, tu perds, il, elle perd, nous perdons, vous perdez, ils, elles perdent. Other typical RE verbs are répondre à, which means to respond to, vendre, which means to sell, rendre, which means to return something, Rendre visite means to visit a person, whereas visiter means to visit a place. And those are some typical examples of RE verbs, and that's how you conjugate RE verbs.